Hi, my name is Daphne, IELTSpodcast.com. Thank you so much for sending in your essay for correction. Really good idea to get some feedback before your exam. Well done on your 6.5, but I would imagine you're trying to get the band 7, especially for your registration. So this is a difficult IELTS question. International marketing, kind of advertising, and we're saying, is it a good thing or is it damaging to a country? And then this is an opinion essay, so discuss both views and give your opinion. So it's argued by many that international marketing is occasionally a threat to nations' privacy and policy reforms. I need a comma there just so I can breathe. Whereas others believe it as a boon for a country's economy, as well as for, you'd have to say, the expansion of novel ideas, language and cultural values. You've done an amazing job there, paraphrasing that question. Well done. I don't think you need to necessarily, because it's such a long question, repeat every single idea in it. So let's just go back to the beginning. It's argued by many that international marketing is occasionally a threat to a nation's privacy and policy reforms, whereas others believe it as. I would, rather than believe it as, I would say consider it. Consider it a boon for a country's economy, as well as for the expansion of novel ideas. And I would just stop there, because you don't need, you're going to discuss the rest in your essay. It's fine. I mean, it's you've done a great job, but you don't need to keep on going here. In my opinion, the global marketing for products is essential for developing and underdeveloped countries, plural there, to emerge as a strong nation. Okay, interesting. And then what we would suggest you do is have this essay. We'll discuss these key issues using examples from. And then you're going to tell me where your examples are coming from. So just literally one more sentence to lead the examiner into your essay, but as a lovely intro. On one hand, some people think international marketing will lead to the destruction of small-scale industries, as locals will prefer foreign commodities compared to local products. Okay, this is a lovely sentence, but let's use these modal verbs. Could, might, or may are very useful here. Could, might, or may. Any of those modal verbs are better than will. Lead to the destruction. Watch out for articles here. I'm picking this up. Articles of small-scale industries as locals could prefer, or another one of these, may prefer. I'll put it in caps so you know it's important. Branded foreign commodities compared to local products. In other words, foreign companies. I don't think you need this. In other words, I want to keep going. This slows down the coherence here. Foreign companies, rather than will, go frequently spend a lot of resources in making, so no will, better advertisements for their products, which would target local public to believe these foreign products are better, eventually leading to the decline. Okay, you've got exactly the right point, but you're making it in a bit of a complicated way. Spend a lot of resources in making better in making, rather than better, I would go attractive or appealing advertisements. So nice adjectives there of their goods, comma here, which would target local public to believe that these foreign products, rather than foreign again, these overseas or international or global, something like that, just so you're not repeating yourself, are better. Okay, rather than better, let's put another adjective in there, are more sophisticated and necessary. This is the idea that you have to buy them. Necessary, eventually leading to a decline in the sale of local products. Really good. You've understood the argument perfectly. A few little grammar things coming in, especially articles. Watch out this use of articles. You would get penalized for this in the exam because at this level of writing, it's expected that you understand this and get this right. But so what I'm doing is adding in some nice adjectives here to build on the development of your argument. For instance, Coca-Cola endorsed famous movie stars in their campaign for cold drinks, which influenced teenagers to buy that particular drink rather than any local one. Just use local one. This could be a result. Now, don't offer me a solution, because it's not really a solution essay. You've made a lovely point there in that example. But so I could say, therefore, it is clear that the attractive, the power and persuasiveness of advertising can be effective in global marketing, campaigns. Just something like that, or in appealing to teenagers. Something, just some sort of final comment. Sorry, hang on, I'm on there. You need a sort of final comment here to wrap up your paragraph. Don't sort of change direction. It's not a problem solution essay. You're not offering me a solution. Just finish that paragraph there. On the other hand, some people believe international marketing should be encouraged. Okay, you could have global, or advertising. You could change this. Paraphrase that. As there's a better chance for a rural villager to trade internationally, thereby widening profit margin. For example, yeah, I think you need to explain this. One sentence. What do you mean here? And then your example. Traditional art forms, which is made in Rajasthan, is now being sold in Western world. Okay, sold in the Western world. You don't need in dollars. Rather than in dollars, in the Western world, you could say to a wide and appreciative audience or consumer base, something like that. So we're getting in quite a lot more vocab here, aren't we? Furthermore, due to this cross-continental trade route, there's a mixture of culture, language, and ideas, eventually making progress towards development. Okay, which in turn, eventually, rather than making progress, I would say contribute to. I would say contribute towards development. Good. Yeah, I like that. That's really nice. Continental trade and marketing or sales route. Keep this connected back to this idea of advertising. Don't go off onto trade too much, because then you're coming off the point. By acquiring better knowledge, experience, and skills from overseas, or from international influence, maybe get international influence. Traders can become self-sufficient. Really nice. Good. Very good argument. Your coherence and the arguments behind this essay are really lovely. Conclusion. International marketing is of paramount importance for a nation's development. Yeah. Though it poses some resolvable threats. Good. Really nice. And so for me, that's a really good essay. What I've tried to do here is modify some of the language. So rather than using will all the time, these other modal verbs are more suitable. We've tried to build up your vocabulary by suggesting some better adjectives which are helping you on the task achievement. I think what you need to do here, for which we cover on the online course a lot, is just get this idea of building in some more grammar structures to help you. So I think it would be good to see some passive verbs, conditional. These are all really useful and very important, because the grammar, remember, is 25% of the marks, and make sure you can sort out these little errors on articles. But good work there. So pie chart, here we go. Thank you for putting the picture in for me. That's really helpful. Just going to make that a little bit smaller there. Okay. So the pie charts illustrate proportions of school subject choices made in New South Wales. Good. There was a drastic decrease in preference for geography from 27 to 3. Maths had a drop in preference of around a tenth, whereas physics had only a 1% drop within the given span of 4 years. Chemistry was the only subject which no one preferred, while 1% chose it. Okay. I'm just looking for the overall sentence because personally I like that. Here, although we do, us team here, we do differ on this, but I like it here as an intro. So I'm just going to read this first. All the school subjects had a preferential choice over the 10 years. Here, the most marked being chemistry, geography and PE. Capital letters for all these, always in English. Chemistry was taken out from school subject preference. Okay, was removed from or no longer featured in the list. So take out is a little bit casual. You could have no longer featured in the list. Would be more appropriate, but good, nice overall there. This is a good paragraph. Decrease in preference for geography, capital letter, to 3. Maths also fell, or had a, rather than drop in preference and decrease in preference, the popularity of maths fell. You could change it around like that by 10. Well, physics, or those, again, students who enjoyed physics, only fell by 1%. Don't always put the subject, school subject here. You could change it around a little bit. Chemistry was the only subject. Okay, good. PE gained, okay, in popularity, as there was an increase in its preference. So we're repeating preference a lot. So try and mix it up a bit. So why don't we in those who enjoyed it, which is almost tripled. So, or you could change it around. The number of students who enjoyed PE almost tripled. Yeah, so change it around like that. Otherwise, it's very repetitive. It's a bit like a list. Yeah, this is definitely too much like a list. Okay, I can see those numbers if I want to. What I want you to do is summarize it for me. So group it together. So group and compare. The grouping is really important. So there's a lot going on here, and these numbers are not very similar. So group the ones that are similar and compare those. And your skill in this is to summarize. So you've done a really nice answer. I like what you're doing. But where you would have lost marks before is you need to summarize. That means you need to choose what to tell me. That's really important. And then you need to group them together. So don't just give me all these kind of crazy numbers because it's too much to digest. So decide what you're going to group together and then group them. And then the connecting words that we look at in the course to help you are while, whereas, in contrast, in comparison to. So all these linking words will connect you from one sentence to another. So you've done really, really well. Thank you for this. Have a look at the online course. So today I can give you a discount on that course. And also some free essay corrections. So you'd have 10 corrections altogether. That would give you a lot of practice. And then you can work through Ben's amazing modules on the course, which really, really give you the confidence for this Band 7. So it'd be great to work with you, and thank you very much.